Welcome, beautiful souls. This is your July 13th to July 19th forecast, and this is for the collective. So as always, if you do want to look at your sun, moon, rising, or other strong placements, those signs, just go to the playlist for those, and there will be information there for you and other videos for you to watch. So we have a couple transits we are going to look at here, and mostly your career and finances as well as your spiritual growth and development are going to be highlighted this week. But for the career and finances, we're going to start with that because we do have a couple transits for that, starting with July 13th with the Saturn retrograde beginning in Aries. And this is going to really prompt a deep internal review of how you initiate change and assert your boundaries and step into leadership. Then we're going to move to July 17th, where you're reviewing what was initiated and what you started and refining it. So you're being called to let go of what doesn't align and clear any energetic clutter before launching new cycles. And then on July 18th, the moon enters Taurus, trine Mars in Virgo. So it's bringing some of that earthly energy, and it's offering grounding and practical flows and embodied soul action. So you may feel motivated to align your daily efforts with soulful purpose. So detail-oriented action becomes easier when it's rooted in heart nourishment. So doing it from the heart, doing it from that place of just a logical, practical type of flow. And we are going to start here with the focus here. I mean, it's coming out here. We do have wealth here. So there could also be new opportunities for you, new projects, new job offers, new opportunities to collaborate with others. So you may want to be on the lookout for that and open yourself up to that if that's something you are interested in. We also have the Four of Cups here. So this is also a time for you to be appreciative of the things that you have accomplished at this point. There may also be an opportunity that comes towards you that you may not feel like it is the best for you, or it may be different than what you were initially expecting. So that may make you feel like, you know what, this isn't for me, this isn't beneficial to me, and you're being guided to just take another look at that and be absolutely sure, because it could be an opportunity that's like a blessing in disguise that you may overlook because you're so focused on it not being exactly what it is that you're desiring and wanting. We also have the High Priestess coming out here with you calling in your spiritual presence and that spirituality and making that also a focus here in your career in some way. So if you know specifically how you can do that, then you are going to make that a focus and you're being guided to do that. If you're not quite sure, then you could journal, you could do some breath work, you can take time out. We clearly have meditation here showing up. So there's a lot of ways that you can incorporate spirituality into your everyday practices and in your working environment. So I'm seeing like some of you can even like on your breaks take time to meditate or do some breath work or journal, or just take a walk or ground yourself in nature if you have that opportunity to do that. So let's see what else we have here. Oh, so we have restructuring. So that's coming out like as complete confirmation of what we were talking about. What else do we have here? Play along to get along. Okay, so this is telling me that you may have a little bit of contrast coming your way here this week, and it is providing you with the opportunity to be more mindful about how you collaborate and connect and work with others. So this is really calling on your teamwork and negotiation and conflict management skills. Okay, so let me see what else we have here. So we have that career is waiting on you. So you're also being called as a part of this process to really prioritize what's important to you. And that is something that was mentioned initially here. And although it may be I feel like I kind of focused on your current work that you're doing here, but there's also opportunity here for you to think about things that make you happy, that make you feel fulfilled. And if it's not with what you're currently doing, then consider how you can start to incorporate some of those ideas that you do have into the process, or as a side hustle, or something that you're doing alongside of still, doing what is necessary for you to take care of your bills and build your foundation at this time. But, there's always opportunity for you to focus on some other areas as you have the time, as you feel comfortable with doing that. Okay, so let's look at obstacles here. So we have the 7 of Wands showing up here. So you may also be feeling a little like you are putting in a lot of effort here. You are working and you're collaborating and you're doing, the things that you do as a part of being on a team. And you may just feel like things aren't really happening as fast for you. It could also be you either not being offered the opportunity you thought you were going to be offered. So if you were like wanting to head up a project or a division or an effort, you may be offered to be a support system, or you may be offered a supporting role. And so things may come out differently. But again, this is about you really recognizing the blessing in those opportunities. And again, it has to be something that you feel comfortable with, because if you feel like that's just not what you're into and it's not providing specific value to you or benefit to you, then you may want to explore other opportunities. There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong decision. What you do is the best thing for you, and only you know what that is, and you will decide at that time what's best for you. But this is definitely some effort, some work that's being put towards something, and then needing to wait to see the benefits of that. So it could also be you not just, getting looked over for something. That's just one example, and it may not even apply to you. But this is, again, also just about putting in a lot of effort and then having like that delayed gratification coming towards you, and the rewards just taking a little longer to reach you. What else? So we do have the 2 of Cups here as well. So let me get another card here before I speak to that, because I feel like this is more of just the conflict, contrast, and challenges that we are seeing here, where you are maybe within your group structure, within your group environment. You may be like in that storming stage of teamwork, where you're starting processes, or it's like just a little tougher for everyone to get along, and it may be just about like everyone learning each other and what everyone's good at and what everyone's bringing their value. But yeah, there definitely could be a little bit of contrast here, or it could be like you just like not agreeing on the path to move forward, or just having a lot of discussion and challenge over the options that are being presented to you that you can execute here. You may also find that you are needing to do some more self-care practices or focus on yourself in some way. So it could be that you've been placing a lot of effort and doing a lot of overtime, or putting a lot of tasks here, priorities over your personal health and well-being, and that may be something that comes up as a challenge for you. You may feel drained. You may feel like you need time to get away. You may feel like you need a break. You may feel like you need to take a little vacation or a mental health day. So however this is showing up for you, is how you should process it, whatever you feel like you need to do. We also have the Princess of Swords here. And it may also be about you taking a really bold and direct approach. And it may be, for some of you, I'm hearing like you may need to stand up for yourself, because if you do get overlooked and you know your worth, you know your value, then it may be that drive that it may spark that initiative or that curiosity in you, as far as like, okay, well, I know this, I'm bringing A, B, C, D, E, F, G to the table, and you're only utilizing A and B. You're really not utilizing me in the best way possible, and I'm learning very little here, or I'm not being challenged. Whatever this is that you're deciding, you may be feeling like you want to expand your opportunities and your possibilities, because you know that you can do anything that you desire and be successful at anything that you really put that inspired effort towards. So you may be deciding that, like, yeah, I may need to start looking, broaden my search here, and also be more adaptable and flexible to other opportunities that may come my way. Okay, so what else here? Let's see, where do we want to go? Let's go here. So we have your life purpose here also coming up as a challenge. So that is so wonderful to see that come up here, because that is really just confirmation of you maybe not being as fulfilled in your current position or the work that you're doing, and wondering, like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Because it doesn't necessarily feel like it. Or again, you keep kind of encountering these roadblocks as you're trying to make progress, as you're trying to really live out your life plans here. So it is coming up here, so as a challenge as well. So that is something that you may be considering here. Like, what am I doing? Like, is this really going down the path that is for me? Okay. Let's see, what else? Give me one more here. And then we have entertainer here. So some of you, this could be like quite literal. You want to get into the entertainment industry. You want to be an influencer, or you want to share your knowledge and your wisdom and your abilities, your skills, your talents on social media or with the public in some way. And that may truly be part of your life purpose here, to spread your love and light and encourage and inspire others to do the same. So you will need to decide how this is impacting you here. But like I said, this could quite literally be that you are to be entertaining in some way as a part of your life purpose. So you'll have to ponder that and decide how that fits in. Okay, so let's look at guidance here. So we have manifestation. So you are manifesting every second of every day. So that's happening regardless. So this is just that reminder of you visualizing, speaking, thinking, trusting in your dreams and your goals and your desires, and not allowing any decisions that are being made here along the process. Again, if it's something that you didn't receive that you were hoping for and looking for, not allowing that to stop you if you're on your path for your life purpose. Because again, you may need to consider it. You may need to evaluate it and say, like, why do I keep getting passed over here? Because you know what? This isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe something like that. But again, let's just bring it back to you focusing on what your dreams and your desires are. What is your life purpose? So it could be about you just considering that, starting to ponder that, starting to explore, again, those things that make you feel fulfilled, that bring you joy and happiness. So this, to me, is asking, like, what is it that you're desiring to do? Because if you're placing a lot of focus in growing your career or going in a particular direction at your employer, are you sure that that's really what you designed for yourself to come here and do? And if it is, wonderful. It's very, very rare that people do, like, completely understand, like, yeah, this is my life purpose. This is what I want to be doing. This is what I know I'm here to do. So again, you know, there is no wrong answer here. But if you do feel like, yeah, this isn't quite aligned, I'm missing something here, then you're being guided to really, really focus in. And even if you do feel like, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be at my current employer, this is the work I'm supposed to be doing, this is the work that makes me feel fulfilled, it may also be a way for you to consider what other gifts and talents you have and incorporate that in some way into the work that you're doing. So there's so many options here for you, and there's no wrong answer here. Okay, so what else? And we have strength. You calling on your power, stepping into your leadership abilities and skills and power. And regardless of what happens here, regardless of any setbacks, you standing strong, standing in your power, trusting in yourself, and keeping your eyes focused on your goals, your priorities, and your dreams. Excuse me. And keeping your head held high as well. Okay. So also this is managing your emotions and being emotionally intelligent. Okay, because we know if we get looked over for a project or we don't get offered that position, you know, you may need a little bit of a healing period there. But this is so important for you to manage your emotions. That's part of the process, because things are happening for specific reasons and it's all for your highest good. So pointing someone particularly out or being negative or projecting your emotions onto someone else, even the person that made the decision, is really taking you away from your life purpose, from your path. And you could be using that energy and time to focus on what it is truly that you desire and finding that out if you're not quite sure what that is. Or you may need to find a different way to achieve your life purpose and goals. So there's a lot of ways that you can take that energy, process it, and make it beneficial and valuable to you, and create opportunities and lessons out of the things that are happening. Okay, so let's look at outcomes here. So we have a lot of clarity coming through. So truth, clarity, you'll have a greater understanding, and I feel like this is all tied in with your purpose and what your gifts and talents are, and where you can again place that energy and focus on expanding here. So we do have that clarity coming through that you are seeking. So open yourself up to that and do those self-care practices so that you can receive those messages easily and those downloads easily. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have here? Don't soothe your pain with momentary pleasures. Interesting. So if you do feel like you want to, I mentioned earlier about taking some time, like a mental health day or something to that effect. Just be very careful that you don't get into that devil energy of like allowing your vices and temptations to take over, because those are just distractions, okay? And they're distracting you from processing things and really focusing on like what you came here to do. Because sometimes we think it might be this, but then we're going down that path and then we find that, okay, maybe it's not this. So it's like, okay, that's fine. Just going to regroup here, process things, maybe take those moments of self-care and get back at it. Okay, what else? We have, you are currently under construction. Please be patient with yourself. Yeah, so this is such a wonderful message to give yourself that love and guidance and support that you give to others. Okay, so this is a wonderful time for you to give that energy and that unconditional love to yourself as you're healing. And for this, I think I'm good here on the career and finances. So I'm going to move to the spiritual growth and development. And on July 16th, we have the moon conjunct Neptune in Aries. So this is opening a portal for psychic downloads, visionary inspiration, and heart-led intuition. So the collective energy is going to shift, and intuition is heightened, and spiritual creativity is going to bloom. So you may have some vivid experiences in some way, dreams or meditation sessions. So it's going to offer you some inner guidance and some downloads and messages as well. All right, so let's see what we have here. The moon. Yes, thank you. So that is that confirmation there that there's so much more to know and to see, and you will be open to more and more information the more you open yourself up to that. We also have the 10 of Discs. I believe that's the 10 of Pentacles in this deck. So wonderful. So I feel like this life purpose here, I'm being called to that card again, because this is about fulfillment and you having that joyful, blissful home environment that's healthy, and you working on your financial foundation. So everything kind of like falling into place here. So we probably should have started with spiritual growth and development. There was just a lot for career, so I started there first. But I just love how this message to me is really about you focusing on your spiritual growth and development and what you are here to do, and learning more about that through your self-care practices, through your journaling, through your meditating, through you quieting your mind to receive those messages and that guidance. But then continuing to work on that foundation with things that you know are a part of your plan, your original plan as to why you came here. What else? So we have perseverance. Wonderful. That's a really wonderful message here. So I love that that is coming out here. It's calling me to the strength card as well. So you will persevere. Any setback that comes your way, any obstacle that you face, any challenge that comes your way, you are going to persevere, and you have the opportunity to come out so much wiser, so much more knowledgeable, and continue on your path towards success. So you don't have to let anything distract you or keep you down or chip away at your worth or your confidence in any way. So it's all about standing in your power and maintaining your power and who you are. I love the sun coming out here. So this is really calling to your faith and your trust in who you are and your reason for being here, and how that is going to help support you during this time. So let's look at some obstacles here. So we have gaining introspection and seeing the vision. Wonderful. So there's hope, faith, good luck, prosperity that's available to you, but you may have trouble seeing that right now because you're processing things and you're going through a little bit of a contrast or a challenging time, but no worries there. Because you holding the vision, staying positive, staying focused on your priorities and your visions and your goals, and taking those moments to meditate, to do your breath work, to do your self-care practices and keep yourself whole and complete body, mind, and soul is going to help you to persevere. Okay? And also managing those emotions. Okay? And letting go of any of those energies that sort of keep you mentally clogged and foggy. That's making sense. So if you feel like you're not really sure, or you don't know what path to go in, or you keep repeating and thinking about certain situations or circumstances, those are all just distractions. Your mind is just in a little bit of a fog and a little bit of a daze, and you have that power to do those self-care practices to help you kind of work through that, to clear it out and gain the clarity that you need to allow yourself to move forward here. Okay, so let's see, what do we have here? Let's look at guidance. So we have the healing must be completed before your life can transform. Wonderful. So immediately popped into my head the 3 of Swords card here. So we know that there may be a little bit of contrast or challenge that comes your way, but that you are going to focus on your healing. Okay, what do we have here? We have judgment. Yeah. You learning those lessons that you know you designed for yourself to learn here. And you know that like anything that's coming up and then it's not yours for some reason, it goes away, is continuing to align you on your path and move you toward your purpose. So you know that when it goes away, that's so it can allow something better and something greater to come through to you and connect with you. And again, continue to allow you to be on your path as far as the reasons why you came here. So just trusting and knowing that things are working out in your favor and that you're learning from these experiences. Like they're not just happening for no reason. Like there's a purpose for them, and you understanding what that purpose is and allowing yourself to process that, to take that in and move on, is helping you to grow. Okay. So let's see what else. What other messages do you have? Okay, so we have fortune, so we do have good luck and prosperity. We have abundance and blessings coming your way. And just knowing that this is just that cycle that's happening here. It's just a cycle, and that cycle is always going to close out, and a new, brand new beginning and opportunity is going to open up for you. So let that cycle close as fast as you can, but ensure that you're getting those messages and those lessons out of that cycle so that you don't repeat it in another way. Okay. So let's see here. What other messages? Oh, so we have divine feminine. So it could be very helpful to you at this time to allow some of the divine feminine energy to absorb you. So this would be just being a little more understanding, being emotionally intelligent, which that's neutral, doesn't matter, but it came to me. So yeah, definitely the emotional intelligence, the compassion, the empathy. And I'm hearing that these are things that you need to have for yourself at this time. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and speak to yourself in that way. Okay. Because you may be, some of you, like making yourself feel bad or coming down on yourself, thinking that you did something wrong and that's why you weren't offered this, or that's why you didn't get this opportunity, when in actuality it's a blessing because it's not part of your path. Okay? And again, that's not going to be for everyone, but for those of you in that particular situation, you may want to consider it in that way. And also, again, what lesson are you learning from that? Is it time for you to step more deeply onto your path and into your purpose? And then we have curiosity here. Open your mind, live into it. And I could have sworn we had curiosity come out. I don't want to mess all these up, but I'm pretty sure we did have that. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. So I know we were speaking about career here, but you're being guided to really, really open your mind at this time as it relates to both areas. Okay? So what is there for you? What does your future look like in the 5D, where you're doing work that you love and you're being financially free using your gifts and talents? What does that look like for you? Okay? So consider that this week. All right, loves, those are the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week.